Hey there, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Happy autumnal equinox, September 22nd. Day and nights equal at 12 hours each today. And this is my Cycnoches Fire Embers Patience. Was awarded last weekend. Here's the current state of the flowers. One spike had several flowers that got popped, and so the whole spike kind of collapsed pretty quickly. The other spike doing a little bit better. Some of the flowers still look pretty good. So, a lot of action about to happen in the tent. Let's go have a look. Temperatures have really dropped this weekend outside. Today, I think our high is only, like 55 degrees, like 13, 14, 12, 13, 14 degrees Celsius outside. So, much cooler, and got a lot of interesting things happening. Let's start here with Cycnoches Cooperi. This is bronze, the bronze clone, and much to my delight, we have got significantly more flowers on this spike than we did on the copper clone that bloomed at the beginning of September. So I'm just roughly counting about 25, 26 that I can see. But as the spike elongates, optimistic, we could even get close to 30 on this one. So it's going to be awesome. And I will be really excited as that thing begins to. I think we've still got a month or so before the flowers open. You might be wondering what this little thing is. Well, I bought these little sachet bags at the dollar store. And you can see the sawdust inside is where I sprinkled my beneficial mites that I got in the mail last week. I ordered a species called Neoceulus phallacis, I believe it's called. And so instead of sprinkling sawdust all over my plants like I did this one, I put it in the sachets, and then I hung the sachets on my plants. So that seemed to work. The next day, I saw a lot of the tiny little mites crawling out onto the plants, and so it's just a question of, will they survive long enough to eat the mites that I've been seeing in here. I still don't have an official diagnosis of what type of mites they are. I don't know if they're spider mites or not. They're awfully small, and but they don't be soon. They're not doing tremendous amounts of damage, but a little here and there, it's kind of annoying. Like, I don't think that these leaves would look like this quite yet if there weren't some sap being sucked out of them. But it could be wrong. It is getting late in the season, and the days are getting shorter. Another exciting plant is back here. This is Cycnoches Bronze Vixen. Bronze Vixen's got a nice spike pushing out there, and it bloomed twice last year. And I was hoping I might get two spikes at the same time on it, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But I might get two spikes again at two different times. So that's great. Also, something interesting this week. So up until last week, this plant did not have a name. It's Alexis Jesus Pardo by Dark Swan. This was from Sunset Valley Orchids. And I emailed Fred and I said, hey, Fred, is this going to get named, this new hybrid? And he says, no, it's not named yet. And so I waited a few weeks, and then I thought, well, I'm going to ask Fred if he'll let me name it. So I emailed him and said, hey, can I name this cross? And he said, sure, go ahead. So it is now, instead of Jesus or Alexis Jesus Pardo by Dark Swan, it is now just Cycnoches Nebula is the name that I chose. So we will be seeing that bloom out in about a month and a half or so. And this is my only speckled Cycnoches that came out last year. And I didn't love it when it bloomed out last year. So we'll see what it looks like this year, if it's any better, if I decide that I like it a little bit better or not. If not, it might be going up for sale. I don't want to say too soon, but I feel like I'm starting to notice that the Cloacias might actually be starting to spike. I was seeing some little green bumps at the base of the plant there before I sprinkled all that sawdust everywhere. So we'll see if that's going to be starting soon, Cloacia spikes. Let's see. Over here we've got Bulbophyllum medusae still working on its 2 inflorescences this year. And then also back here at the same time, Bulbophyllum medusae, my white clone has also got several flower spikes pushing. So they might be blooming around the same time. I think the Miami clone's going to bloom first though. Back here we can see the first signs of the flowers pushing out of Cattleya maxima. It looks like there's only 2, but that's okay. That's going to look nice. And really exciting to see a massive growth pushing out of Cattleya dowiana rosita, as well as some roots. So that's going to be growing right up until winter. It takes about 3 months for a growth to go from this point to completing itself. So it's going to be growing all the way up through then, and then may take a few months off to rest before resuming growth in the spring. And that's about all the excitement I've got for you today. I think that Hal's issue, the reason that his leaves have been kind of yellowing, is because I've been watering him too much, and this, even though there's lots of holes in the bottom of this container, it's this fine bark, and the fine bark stays pretty wet, and I think I've just been keeping it really wet. So it may be, I'm hoping there's not major root rot or rhizome rot happening, but I think it's definitely been kept too wet, and it might need to be repotted just to bring some more air in to those roots. Hopefully there's no permanent damage to the plant, but I think that's the issue. It's not enough air to the roots. It likes moisture, but it needs air as well. All right, well, that's it for this week's short update. Hope things are going well for you. See you next time on My Green Pets, and happy autumn, happy fall. See ya.